cut the grass too. But with that, I gotta do it when Frankie's not around. Otherwise, he'll try to eat the lawnmower. That's happened, trust me. Hey everybody, this is Chuck in Chuckadelphia, and it's about time that we get down and dirty. Give me a moment and I'll be right back. Good gardening work. Some good raking. Some good weeding. Really good stuff. Man, I can't tell you how lazy I used to be. I used to be pretty bad. You know, if I had to go out and say go to the supermarket for like a half hour, I'd come back like, oh, the day's ruined. Might as well just, you know, get into my shorts, put on my sandals, and just hang out all day. Yeah, that's how I used to be. And I was a big part of the problem. I didn't have a great way of like getting rid of that negative energy, that toxicity that I would gather throughout the day, throughout the week. And it came back to haunt me. It set my health back quite a bit. I think that happens to a lot of us, in that we go through our daily routines and some of us get stuck. I mean, I think all of us have had that jerk boss that makes us feel low, that doesn't appreciate us. I think we've all been in a toxic work environment. We've all been in a situation where we felt uneasy in a relationship.
I'm sorry, George.
But I don't understand. Things were going so great. What happened? Something must have happened.
It's not you. It's me.
You know, maybe we've had to deal with a devastating heartbreak, or we've had to consider how to give a devastating heartbreak, and we didn't know how. Maybe you're stuck in traffic way too much. Maybe you have way too much work to do, and you come home and you can't just like release it. You just stay awake all night. You can't fall asleep. You get stuck looking at that smart screen, and you just can't seal the deal and fall asleep, right? Well, that was it with me. I was just stuck in a rut, and I couldn't do anything about it. Maybe part of me didn't want to do anything about it. Maybe I just felt like the best thing for me to do was to go home and just sit there or lie there under the blankets, play with my cats, watch TV shows or movies that I'd seen like 30 million times, and there was nothing productive coming out of me, nothing that was going to help me release that angst that I was struggling with. And I thought that whatever I had to do to get out of that rut was going to be way too much work and energy that I didn't have. So I just never really considered it as a possibility. But then, like now at this point, now that I am doing that stuff, you know, like when I started swimming, I really couldn't contribute right away like I wanted to. But the more I did it, the more I realized that I was able to help out more around the house and like organizing, straightening up, and doing a lot of this yard work here. And I say this because like I want you to understand that, you know, the gym or swimming or running as many miles as possible can be helpful. Going for a walk is great. But man, I'll tell you what, getting down and dirty, getting into the dirt like this, and pulling weeds and raking, doing a lot of yard work, it's good. It's good exercise. You know, you sweat a lot, and there are so many other benefits that you come across. I mean, like I discover things in that garden that I had no idea were there. I see little toads, little crickets jumping around there. Some of Charlie and Frankie's toys that they had lost a long time ago. Not to mention some other stuff that they had left behind, but we're not going to get into that in case you're like trying to eat while you're watching this video. Also, sometimes you might end up having some ants get into your pants, and they crawl around and they bite, they make you scratch, and you end up getting up and running around. That's like some other extra exercise that you didn't anticipate. And you know what? Some more calories burned. The more the better, right? So yeah, keep that in mind. And that, like, and that's why I said from the start, it's not necessarily about how much you exercise. Exercise can be like, maybe it sounds like a hard thing to do. It's a tough word to get started on. So instead, like I said, just be active. Be active. Be productive. Find anything that you can do to take your mind off of those things that drag you down. And, and you'll see, like, one step at a time, you're gonna break out of that cycle. Admiral McRaven said something similar. He said,
"If you make your bed every morning, you will have accomplished the first task of the day. It will give you a small sense of pride, and it will encourage you to do another task, and another, and another. And by the end of the day, that one task completed will have turned into many tasks completed. Making your bed will also reinforce the fact that the little things in life matter. If you can't do the little things right, you'll never be able to do the big things right. And if by chance you have a miserable day, you will come home to a bed that is made."
A bed that's made. A bed that you made, So right there, it's reason to give you something to look forward to when you get home, even when you've had a bad day. But you see, like, that's the starting point. If you do the small things like that you get that feeling of accomplishment. You feel good. You get that dopamine rush, And it doesn't matter if you've walked 10 miles or 10,000 steps or 100 million gazillion steps, whatever. Doesn't matter, right? You're still going to feel good, and you will have accomplished something. And for a little bit, it'll take your mind off of those things that are dragging you down. And so basically, that's all I got for you today. I didn't want to really drag you down. I feel dirty, sweaty, and dirty. These are like my battle scars. Some of you have actual scars. I have dirt on my arms. Well, although I don't think that's dirt, but I don't want to get into that. So yeah, get up, move around, do what you can to take your mind off of those things, and you will start to heal. You will start to recover, and just make you feel better. And that's what we're looking for here, right? So thank you very much for joining me on this warm and muggy afternoon, this dirty afternoon. As always, I appreciate you guys coming and hanging out. I love you guys for watching. If you want to say hi, write hi in the comments section. For everybody that writes in the comments section, I promise I will respond to you. And tell me how you like to take your mind off of things, even if it's not with exercise or whatever. What activities help you stay focused and energized? So, as always, carpe diem, my friends. Full steam ahead, and I'll see you when I see you. Ciao, ciao.